We all have that stack of unread books, physical or digital, gathering dust. Maybe it's a pile on your nightstand, a row on your shelf, or a digital library on your tablet that you keep meaning to open. Each book represents a promise you made to yourself, a story you wanted to dive into, a skill you hoped to learn, or a world you wanted to explore. Yet somehow, they sit untouched, quietly waiting for their moment. You bought them with excitement, promising yourself, this weekend, I'll start. The thrill of a new book is real, flipping through crisp pages, imagining the possibilities. Maybe you even made a mental note to carve out time, picturing yourself curled up with a cup of tea, lost in a story. But as the days pass, that excitement fades and the books become part of the background. But life gets in the way, work deadlines pile up, family needs your attention, and there's always something urgent demanding your focus. The chaos of daily life can make it feel impossible to find even a few quiet minutes for yourself. By day's end, you're exhausted, and reading feels like another chore. The idea of starting a new chapter seems overwhelming when all you want is to unwind. Your energy is spent, and the thought of concentrating on words blurs into the background. It's easier to reach for your phone or the remote. Scrolling or watching TV requires less effort, and before you know it, another evening slips by without opening a book. You might think reading is a luxury for people with more time or discipline. Maybe you tell yourself that you'll get to it when life slows down, or that you're just not as focused as others who seem to breeze through books. But what if the real issue isn't time, but your approach? What if the problem isn't your motivation, but the way reading fits, or doesn't fit, into your daily routine? The key isn't finding more hours, it's building a smarter reading system into your existing routine. Imagine using those small pockets of time, on your commute, during lunch, or while waiting in line to make progress, page by page. No drastic schedule changes, no 4 a.m. alarms. You don't need to overhaul your life or sacrifice sleep to become a reader. Just practical steps to make reading automatic and easy. Simple tweaks, like keeping a book in your bag, setting a gentle reminder, or tracking your progress, can make all the difference. We'll break down a simple framework to help you finally turn those pages. You'll learn how to make reading a natural part of your day, not another item on your to-do list. By the end, you'll have a clear plan to transform your reading life, one that fits your schedule, matches your energy, and helps you rediscover the joy of reading, one page at a time. I don't have time to read. We've all said it, or at least thought it, as we glance at the growing pile of unread books on our shelves. It's a common excuse, and it feels true. Life is busy, and our days are packed. But is time really the problem? Take a closer look at your screen time. Most of us spend hours each day scrolling through social media, watching endless videos, or just mindlessly tapping through apps. The minutes add up, quietly slipping away, and before we know it, the day is gone. The real barrier isn't a lack of hours. It's the habits we've built and the constant distractions that surround us. Our attention is pulled in 100 directions, making it nearly impossible to focus on a single page. Our brains are wired to seek out easy rewards, and today's apps are expertly designed to deliver them. Every notification, every like, every new video is a tiny hit of dopamine, keeping us hooked and coming back for more. Books, on the other hand, demand patience and focus. They don't offer instant gratification, so in a world full of quick fixes, they often lose the battle for our attention. If your phone is always within arm's reach, it's no surprise it wins your attention every time. The temptation is constant, and it's designed to be irresistible. It's not that we lack willpower or discipline. The truth is, our environment is set up to make reading difficult and distractions easy. A cluttered space or a noisy room can make it even harder to settle into a book. If you want to build a reading habit, start by getting honest about where your time really goes. Track your habits for a week. You might be surprised by how much time is lost to things that don't truly matter to you. Don't just blame your busy schedule. Instead, examine the systems and routines you've created. Are they helping you make time for what matters, or are they working against you? You can make time for reading by shifting your priorities and redesigning your environment. Put your book where you'll see it. Set your phone aside and create a cozy spot that invites you to read. When you understand the real reasons you don't read, you can finally address the root problem. It's not about forcing yourself. It's about making reading the easy, obvious choice. Build a system that works for you, not against you. Make reading a natural part of your day, and you'll be amazed at how much more you read, and how much more you enjoy it. We picture reading as hours in a cozy chair with a physical book. But in today's world, that's rare. To succeed, broaden your definition of reading. Audiobooks, eBooks, and long-form articles all count. Listening to a biography on your commute is as valid as reading it in print. 5 minutes of reading while waiting for coffee adds up. Over 30 hours a year. Consistency matters more than duration. Even summaries and abstracts can help you grasp key ideas quickly. Use all the tools available. Audiobooks, e-readers, summaries. Let go of the all-or-nothing mindset. Every page, every minute counts. Modern readers are flexible and focused on learning no matter the format. The goal: engage with ideas and enjoy stories however you can. The secret to a reading habit? Pair it with something you already do. This is habit stacking. After current habit, I will read. Attach reading to daily anchors, morning coffee, lunch, or bedtime. For example, after I pour my coffee, I'll read for 5 minutes. Be specific, don't just say, I'll read more. A clear plan removes the friction of starting. Soon, reaching for your book becomes automatic. Start with one habit stack. Don't overdo it. Pick the time that feels easiest for you. The goal isn't to read a lot, but to be consistent. Once it's automatic, you can expand. Build one solid anchor first. That's how habits stick. Reading opportunities pop up in unexpected moments, waiting in line, commuting, or during breaks, but we default to our phones because books aren't handy. Solution: always have a book with you, physical e-reader or app. Make it a rule, never leave home without something to read. Technology makes this easy. Load your phone or e-reader with books. The format doesn't matter, accessibility does. When a free moment appears, reading becomes as easy as scrolling. Add book to your mental checklist. Keys, wallet, phone book. Soon you'll see waiting time as reading time. A long line or delayed train becomes a chance to read. This small change transforms wasted time into progress. Always be prepared, and you'll read more than you ever thought possible. Make reading your default option. Most of us struggle to build a reading habit because we set ourselves up for failure right from the start. We imagine that to be a real reader, we need to dedicate an hour a day, every single day, to our books. That's a huge commitment, especially when life is already packed with work, family, and endless to-do lists. The pressure to meet these high expectations can make reading feel like another chore, rather than something enjoyable. So, when things get hectic and we inevitably miss a day, guilt creeps in, we start to feel like we've failed, and that disappointment makes it even harder to pick up the book again. Before we know it, the habit fizzles out completely, and we're left wondering why we can't stick to something as simple as reading. But what if the problem isn't you, it's the goal? The solution is to set a micro goal, just 5 pages a day. That's it. Not a chapter, not a set number of minutes, just 5 pages, no matter how busy you are. Reading 5 pages takes less than 10 minutes. You can squeeze it in while waiting for your coffee to brew, during a lunch break, or even right before bed. There are no excuses, because it's such a small, manageable ask. Even on your most chaotic days, you can find a few spare moments to read 5 pages. Whether you're on the train, waiting in line, or catching a breather while the kids play, those pages fit right in. The real magic isn't in the number of pages you read, but in the act of showing up for yourself every day. It's about making reading a part of your daily rhythm, no matter how small the step. And here's the secret. Once you start, you'll often find yourself wanting to keep going. 5 pages can easily turn into 10, or even a whole chapter, simply because you've overcome the hardest part, getting started. But even if you stop at 5, you're still winning. You're building the habit, reinforcing the identity of someone who reads every day, and proving to yourself that you can stick with it. Consistency is what creates momentum. Over time, those tiny daily actions add up, and you'll be amazed at how much you've accomplished. You'll start to see yourself as a reader, and that identity will motivate you to keep going. 5 pages a day might not sound like much, but it adds up to 6 or 7 books a year. That's a whole shelf of stories, ideas, and knowledge you wouldn't have experienced otherwise. Never underestimate the power of tiny, consistent gains, so start small. Focus on mastering the art of simply showing up day after day. Let the habit grow naturally, and watch as your confidence and love for reading expand. You don't need heroic effort or hours of free time, just a few minutes and a willingness to turn the page. Remember, 5 pages is all it takes to start. The journey to becoming a lifelong reader begins with that first simple step. Want to read more? Embrace audiobooks. Audiobooks let you read while commuting, exercising, or doing chores. Turn idle time into reading time. Your commute or workout becomes productive. All you need is a smartphone and an audiobook app like Audible or Libby. Adjust playback speed to finish books faster. Worried about retention? Active listening is effective for many. If your mind wanders, just rewind. The goal isn't perfect recall, but exposure to new ideas. Make audiobooks part of your routine, and you'll double or triple your reading. Your in-between time becomes your most valuable reading time. Let your ears help you read more. Be strategic about what you read and when. Don't force yourself through books you dislike. Quit after 50 pages if it's not working. Your reading time is precious. Spend it on books you enjoy or find useful. Match books to your mood: light fiction for evenings, non-fiction for mornings, audiobooks for commutes. Keep multiple books for different situations. One by the bed, one on your phone, one in your bag. This prevents getting stuck and keeps reading fresh. Use apps or simple routines to track your books. The right book in the right place makes reading effortless. Reading should be a joy, not a chore. Explore new genres, ask for recommendations, and follow your curiosity. When you love what you read, it never feels like work. Choose wisely, and reading becomes a treat. Becoming a consistent reader isn't about drastic change, it's about smart systems. Make good habits easy, bad habits hard. Redefine reading for your life, and take small, steady steps. The 3-step framework habit stack: always have a book. Start with 5 pages. These simple actions build momentum and consistency. Bonus tips: embrace audiobooks, quit bad books, and read multiple books to match your mood. Reading should be pleasure, not obligation. Experiment, adapt, and find what works for you. The habits you build today shape who you become tomorrow. You can be a regular reader, just start small. Pick up that book, open your app, or press play on an audiobook. Read 5 pages today. That's all it takes to begin your next chapter.